Hello, I'm Alina, a member of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap. The League of Women Voters does not support or oppose candidates and works to provide information about the candidates and issues before the voters. We are interviewing for the Central Kitsap School District candidates that will appear on your November ballot, which you should receive in the mail around mid-October. We will be asking 5 questions. The candidates will have 90 seconds to answer each question. So let's get to know Denise Tracy. Denise, you have 90 seconds to introduce yourself and tell us why you chose to run for the office of Central Kitsap School District.
Great. Thank you, Alina. I'm really grateful for the League of Women Voters providing me an opportunity to share a little bit about myself. Yes, I'm Denise Tracy, and I am the current CKSD School Board Director for District 1. And I am a mom of 4 students who are in CK schools. I have 2 high schoolers, 1 middle schooler, and my youngest is in elementary school. I am running for re-election because I care deeply about students and I believe in their great potential. As a leader, I strive to have a positive impact on our students. And I do love being a school board director. When I was first elected 4 years ago, I made it a personal goal to visit all 19 of our schools regularly. And I have achieved that goal. And I visited classrooms in our school district over 150 times in the last 4 years. I love being in classrooms, being with students, learning from them and learning with them. I'm also a strong advocate for public education, and I have advocated tirelessly in Olympia and Washington, D.C. On behalf of our students, our district, and our community. I have built relationships with legislators on both sides of the aisle, and I believe it is really important for school board directors to remain nonpartisan so that it is about the students and not about partisan politics.
Hey, thank you so much, Denise. To our first question, you know this since you do the job, but the role of the Public School District Board of Directors is to govern by setting policies and making decisions that shape the education of students. So what are some key responsibilities of a school director that support successful governance of a public school system?
Great. So yeah, the key responsibilities of a school board director are to set the direction of the district, and this includes the vision, the mission, and the goals of the district. School boards are also responsible for approving policy, approving the district budget, evaluating the superintendent, monitoring the district's progress towards the goals in the strategic plan, and also being community representatives, or representing the community, and that includes advocating for the community. I was on the board in 2023 when we approved our new strategic plan, and that plan was developed through a lot of engagement. And so we had feedback from students and staff and families and community members to develop that plan. I love our vision, which is to be a vibrant and inclusive learning community where all students find their passion and achieve their dreams. And remembering that vision has helped me make better decisions as a school board director. Our school board monitors the progress of the district towards goals through monthly study sessions. And we use the strategic plan to develop the budget, and we align the budget to the strategic plan. And then for the last 2 years, we have been reviewing all of our policies to make sure that they are up to date. And so we've been working on all of the areas of our key responsibilities.
Thank you. So shifting gears a little more tactically, what would you do to address the chronic understaffing of special ed classrooms in our school district?
So I know that understaffing in classrooms presents challenges for both the students and the staff in those classrooms. And as I do work as a substitute paraeducator in a nearby school district, I see the positive impact when classrooms are fully staffed and with consistent staff, so that the same adults are in the classrooms working with those students, especially our special education students, building relationships with them. There isn't a single strategy that is going to solve understaffing, and most of the strategies are not at the board level, but more at the operational level of the school district. And I know our HR department works tirelessly to fill vacancies. As a board director, it's more my role to ask for updates on staffing and also ask what resources are needed. A strategy that our HR department, our district has implemented recently is the para-mentor program. And so para-mentors are experienced para-educators, and we have at least one para-mentor in each of our 19 schools, and they serve as a resource for brand new para-educators. And we are hoping with the para-mentor program that we can increase the retention of our para-educators. And then as we have received updates on our para-mentor program, we have learned that these para-mentors are not only good resources for new para-educators, but also for building administrators, which is fantastic to learn.
Great, thank you. On to question 3. District's annual budget shows the board's commitment towards fulfilling the goals of the instructional program and providing for the efficient and effective operation of the district. Regarding the district's budget process, what strategies do you suggest to address any deficits faced in the future, especially related to declines in student enrollment or loss of federal funding?
So first I want to say how fortunate I feel and how grateful I am to be in a district where we had a small budget surplus last year, and we have a small budgeted surplus this coming year. And in a time when many school districts across the state and across the country are facing large deficits, I am proud to be part of a district and a board that has had to make some hard decisions, but has worked hard to be able to put ourselves in such a good financial position. I also am continuing to look forward and what we can do to make sure that we do remain in that strong position with our budget. And so having a strategic plan has been really beneficial because we're able to align our budget to the priorities that are listed in that plan. Last year, the district started a budget advisory council. And so this council is a group of diverse stakeholders, including community members, staff, administrators, a couple of students, and parents. And their charge was to provide recommendations to the superintendent of what we should do with a budget surplus or what we should do with a budget deficit. And so that's really helpful to get the viewpoints of our community as we are making budget decisions.
Great, thanks so much. Moving on to the next question, question 4. The National Education Association has stated support for school libraries, and in recent years, many books have become controversial. How do school boards navigate the concerns of parents, teachers, librarians, and students regarding sensitive content?
Okay, so the best way for a school board to navigate diverse views is to have really strong established policy and procedures. And so when I was first elected, we updated our policy 2021, which is library information and technology programs. And so included in this policy is direction for the superintendent to establish procedures both for the acquisition or the choosing of library materials, as well as a procedure for if an individual has a concern about a certain book or other material in the library of how they can voice that concern. And so that process includes an informal process where a teacher librarian would meet with the concerned individual, listen to their concerns, and then also explain why that material was chosen. If that doesn't resolve the concern, then there's a more formal process where the concern is reviewed by our library materials review committee. This includes teacher librarians, a parent, administrators, and a student who is age 16 or older. So we have that established process, and it's so important, especially when the board is making decisions or the district is making decisions over sensitive topics where there's a diverse viewpoint. And I know there's diverse viewpoints in our community, that we have those established policies and procedures so that we are following those.
Great, thank you. We've covered a lot of ground over 4 very, very short questions. Moving on to our final question. Which is, against what metrics will you assess district leadership's attainment of key goals, and how will you know when a program or decision has been successful?
Yeah, so I'll go back to our strategic plan. It has key performance indicators, or KPIs, and those are metrics that are research-based, that are indicators or predictors of on-time high school graduation rates. And so our key performance indicators include kindergarten attendance, third grade reading achievement, sixth grade suspension rate and attendance, as well as looking at the number of our sixth graders who pass English and math classes, and then ninth grade attendance and suspension rates, and the number of our ninth graders who are passing all 6 of their classes, and then our high school graduation rate. And the board gets updates on these KPIs regularly. They are lagging indicators, so sometimes we don't know immediately if a program is working. But I'm happy to say that in 2024, we had the highest graduation rate in the last 20 years. And then we just received our SBA data from the SBA last spring, and our third grade reading achievement has increased. So we are not where we want to be yet, but we have made improvements, which is fantastic. Also, we've had a couple of recent initiatives where we have been able to see results fairly quickly. And one of those is increasing the opportunities for our high school students to receive dual credit. And so we have college and high school classes and AP classes and CTE courses that allow our students to receive both high school and college credit.
Thank you. All right, that's all of the time that we have. It goes quick. So I'm Alina. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap, thank you for watching, and please share this video. If you want to help the League do this work, consider joining at LWVK.org, and don't forget to turn in your ballot by 8 p.m. on Tuesday, November 4th or earlier.